Okay, this is the first of a AV subscription drawings lessons, and I'm starting out with actually working with the gesture. Now, as we look at these drawings on the right here, what we can see, and let's take and getting a little bit tighter here so we can take and really look at these things a little bit more carefully. Okay, these really follow my basic approach to taking and doing gesture. And basically what that is to take and follow through, leading the eye from one point to the next So when I'm drawing the characters, you can see, and you look at these legs. Let's go this drawing out a little bit so we can take and go over it. Now, as you look at the drawing on the right here, you can see how one line has been used to take and carry through. Now, in doing this, I generally start with the head. There's no rules, but the idea is that when I'm beginning with the head, I'm feeling the lines as they go through the body, and I get a really I can actually feel the gesture, feel the flow of the way the lines take and how the different parts of the body take and relate. So I'm almost, in a sense, I'm animating myself going through the figure. So it's less of what I would refer to as a graphic statement. By graphic, I mean that where I would be taking and looking at a particular shape and trying to capture the contours of something. I'm not actually doing that. What I'm doing is to take and feeling the flow. In other words, taking the head in here, I'm really feeling the body pushing out. And I'm feeling the body pushing out. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't look at the contours, you don't look at the shape. That's not the point. It's that you're taking and feeling the flow and movement of how the figure goes. Now, in actuality, often you do draw the shape. Now, you're looking at this figure here, I was really taking the shape was an important part of it. And I was just at the same thing, though I was still thinking the action inside the figure. I was drawing a shape. I'm drawing the shape, feeling the shoulder pushing up, and the hands feeling the action. Now, these poses here, these were done from a model. Now, in drawing, so the model was holding the pose, of course, with such extreme expressions. She wasn't able to hold those expressions for very long, but she was holding the pose, which is quite different from taking and drawing somebody who's moving around and really in life. Now, in looking at this bottom drawing here, what I would have been thinking as I'm doing the drawing, I would have been visualizing the figure inside as taking and going in and bending over. So even though I didn't necessarily draw that to start with, I was very consciously thinking of that. So as I'm going through the drawing now, I'm going through the shoulders. These become really expressive, really pushing the things up. Now here, obviously I'm taking and drawing shapes. I'm drawing the shapes of the arms. I felt this coming through. You see I'm going over the legs, going over the leg as it came through, but I was drawing the shape. But in drawing that shape, what you're doing is you take and you actually are doing exactly what I was talking about, taking and following, leading the eye from one point to the next. So if we look at this next drawing here now, what we can see, you can actually see here now. Look at the line that I used inside here, going down. And lines that I use going over the surface, the line coming through. In this case, I never even drew the outside contour. I just took and was using a line going through the center. So I was really, again, visualizing the simple volume inside and feeling the pinch, feeling the stretch coming across, going over. You can actually see in here where there's a basic shape of a rib cage put in. The expressions, I do try to take and give your drawing some kind of an attitude, an expression. Notice the way the shoulders now, for instance, it's just the lines going up, coming down, and I did draw the shape of the sleeve coming through. So it's not just lines going through. Now, I'm talking here primarily today about drawing the clothed figure. And here you can see the line going through. So now let's take a look at some other drawings that we can take and carry this idea a little bit farther.